Well, good afternoon, everybody. This is a historic day for Colorado, and I want to thank Senator Hickenlooper and Governor Polis, Congressman Neguse, Secretary Vilsack. Thank you for coming back again and again and again. And I also would like you to give a round of applause to my staff, too, for the work that they've done over the years for this. And so many of you that are here for your leadership, making it possible. And Mr. President, welcome to Camp Hale. Welcome to Colorado. If I do say so myself, and perhaps speaking for myself, you have excellent taste, Mr. President, for your administration's first national monument designation. Your designation means more Americans will come to appreciate the extraordinary history of this place, a history that goes back to before when Colorado was a state. According to Ute people, their ancestors lived here since the beginning of time. The Ute came to this place each year after the winter snow melted to hunt and gather plants for food and medicine. This designation honors their enduring connection to the land and their rightful role to help manage it. It also honors the singular legacy, as we've heard, of the 10th Mountain Division. A number of years ago, I came here to learn from 10th Mountain veterans about their experiences at Camp Hale. They joined 15,000 recruits who arrived here by train starting in 1942, not just from Colorado, but all across the country. Some had never seen snow before. Others had never been in the mountains. But among them were the best skiers and mountaineers and mountain climbers in America, and they learned from each other. Over the next 2 years, they trained relentlessly in 10 feet of snow and temperatures 50 degrees below zero. 2 days ago, Mr. President, the son of a 10th Mountain vet told me his dad said this mountain was the coldest son of a bitch he ever climbed. The conditions were so tough, some called it Camp Hell. But it forged them into the world's most capable mountain soldiers, and they were just in time. By early 1945, the Allies had hit a wall in northern Italy where German soldiers held the high ground in the Apennine Mountains. Every Allied effort to break the German line had failed until the 10th Mountain Division arrived. At Riva Ridge, 10th Mountain soldiers climbed more than 1,800 feet straight up a vertical cliff, with 90-pound packs and rifles in the dead of night. At dawn, they surprised the Germans who believed their position was unassailable. Not for the 10th Mountain Division. They seized it. They scaled Mount Belvedere and punched a hole in the German line. And over the next 10 weeks, they pushed north with the Allies and helped clear the way for victory in Europe. All of this came at a terrible cost. Over 114 days of combat, more than 4,000 soldiers were wounded, nearly 1,000 lost their lives. And as was mentioned, they weren't done yet. After the war, a number of 10th Mountain veterans returned to Colorado to build our ski and outdoor industries. Theirs is an extraordinary story, a deeply Colorado story, I think, Mr. President, of service, of vision, entrepreneurship, and of abiding connection to the outdoors and our public lands. And generations later, young veterans from Iraq and Afghanistan took up the fight to memorialize what the 10th Mountain Division did here. I remember sitting with them just up the road in Leadville. One after another of these young veterans told me about the power of these mountains and our public lands and this place to help heal their own wounds of war, more than any medication or any treatment, and to find connection not only to nature but to the legacy of the 10th Mountain Division. Those veterans joined so many Coloradans who spent years working to protect this special place. Many are here today, Mr. President, local officials, sportsmen, environmental groups, and many others. This proclamation reflects their vision and their compromises hammered out over literally hundreds of meetings year after year. And the result is a victory for Colorado's environment, our $10 billion outdoor recreation economy, and the legacy of public lands we owe the next generation. A legacy we burnished over the past 10 years in our state, protecting places like Hermosa Creek and Chimney Rock and Browns Canyon, working with so many of you here. Let me end by acknowledging those who are no longer here, the 10th Mountain veterans who gave their lives in the war or who have passed on since. With this designation, Mr. President, you offer their service the dignity of public remembrance. You safeguard this place and its history, not only for them, but for America. And you ensure that years from now, we can bring our grandkids here and tell them the story of the 10th Mountain Division and their contributions not only to Colorado, but to humanity. And for that, Mr. President, Colorado will be forever grateful. Thank you.